Every bass angler in the world owns a crankbait. Most own dozens of them. They come in many shapes and sizes, colors, and patterns. Some run shallow. Others are designed to plunge deep. There are aggressive wobblers, subtle wigglers, and they just plain catch fish. Especially at Rapala, where good enough is never good enough. That's been veteran tournament angler David Fritz's motto for as long as he can remember. An admitted crankbait fanatic and an undisputed crankbait fishing expert, Fritz was never satisfied with any off-the-shelf crankbait.
I was explaining to Yarmo Rapala back a few years ago what we could do to a crankbait that would help the average guy catch more fish. And I can honestly say that Rapala is probably the only company that could do that, and absolutely they have done it.
And so, from these first humble meetings, the Rapala DT series crankbait was born. Building this one-of-a-kind series of precision diving crankbaits was quite an assignment, because in order to produce such a lure, several unique design features had to not only be fashioned, but fitted together. First off, you need the proper lip design. Actually, a different lip for every depth level. Simply using the exact same design and shape and making it larger or smaller doesn't work. Rapala's DT series lips are all made of the finest ultra-thin polycarbonate materials to withstand punishment. Each is also shaped and angled a bit differently for different depth levels. In general, lips on the shallower lures are smaller and angled downward, while the deeper divers have larger lips that face more straight forward. All DT lures are made of super select balsa for maximum lifelike action.
I always put faith in wooden crankbaits. There's something about wood that is more consistent than any other material. And when we started with this good balsa bait right here, we put a thin lip to make it dive faster, dive a little bit deeper. We put some weight in it to make it get down in that zone a lot faster. And guess what? You got the fish catching this crankbait that's ever been made.
Each is carefully balanced with internal weights, sound imitating rattles, and the finest components. And the body shape tapers to a thin tail design, crucial to producing that special strike-inducing action for which all Rapalas are famous. Each DT series crankbait was painstakingly engineered, tested, and manufactured to dive quickly and run at their predetermined depth level. The resulting family of lures accomplished everything David Fritz asked for and even more.
Another challenge was being able to make a bait that you could throw a long way. And I'm going to tell you what, if you have a crankbait that will outthrow this, I want you to call me because I want to throw it. These things throw forever.
You know, the fascinating part about deep cranking is we're oftentimes trying to envision in your mind how this structure is laying out, so you're really concentrating on your feel. And oftentimes if you get a push on a bait, you can twitch your rod tip, give and go, whatever the case may be, and oftentimes trigger that reluctant fish into striking like James got. There's one
Mark,
too.
That's a big bass. I felt him. He just ate it. I mean, he didn't. That was not a push. That was a chomp. That was a chomp.
Oh, you got a good one too.
Yeah, there we go. That's a bigger
Get
bass
yours
there.
first, buddy.
Yeah, boy, did he eat it. Holy mackerel.
All fish have what's termed a strike zone. When they're active and aggressive, their strike zone is large. Just get a lure near them and they'll probably bite. But when they're inactive, their strike zone is small. You have to almost hit them on the nose to get a response.
Nice.
Beautiful. You could see how this guy hit the bait. He had all the hooks in his mouth.
Depth is also an important part of that strike zone. Your lure must be worked at the right level in order to be effective. If the fish are at 10 feet, lures that run at 4 to 6 feet, or 13 to 16 feet, might simply be ignored. But a lure that targets and runs at the 10-foot...
The rod tip back to it on slack line, the bait backs up and turns and spins and does a 180. Then you initiate your retrieve again, and it's got to swing out real wide to get back on track. That's a huge triggering tool and the DT's got it built into it. You know, over the years, and especially last year, we spent a lot of time with the new SureSet hooks and evaluation process with all our pro staff and a variety of different guys. And in fact, we're finding out through our research and the time we spent on the water that time and time again, your higher percentage of hookups will come if you have SureSets on them. And that's why we made the position this year to offer so many SureSet hooks in with the DTs, the 16s, 10s, 6s, and 4s alike. Though they look big and cumbersome, they really do work, and it will enhance your fishing.
Okay, that's it.
Feels like a better one.
I'm going to SureSets. That's all I know. Just on the back hook. There's one.
Out a little further, right?
Yep. I got 2 fish. I got 2 bass. Look at this. Look at this.
Whoa, come here, boy, he's a leaper. Oh, that last hook came out of there. Look at that. There we go. That fish had this whole bait engulfed in its mouth. You can see that. He really wanted that lure. We were talking about color selection and how important that can be. And you can also apply this to walleye fishing as well. And even muskies, when you have fish following the bait and sometimes nipping at it, and they're not really getting on the lure hard, a lot of times something as subtle as a color choice can make a big difference on the number of bites you get. We'll get her back in the water. Come on, back into the depths. There we go.